December 7th, 1941.
It's history.
A date which will live in infamy.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
The events.
Not quite to the noise, man. Let the word humanity.
From this time and place,
I take pride in the words,
The figures.
Ich bin ein Berliner.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
The drama.
Marine 6 to Manhattan, urgent. Marine 6. Tower 2 has had a major explosion and what appears to be a complete collapse.
The deep questions.
I welcome this kind of examination because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook.
If we dig deep in our history and our doctrine, and remember that we are not descended from fearful men.
It's hardcore history.
What do you do when confronted with an extraordinary individual if you can't beat them on the battlefield? Well, the orcs would say a little bit of gold in the hands of a half-orc will save you a lot of trouble. Oh, by the way, they say this half-orc is also allegedly half-ogre, so no big deal, by the way, but that's how the story goes. Picture, if you will, a world in turmoil. The Third War rages across Azeroth, and this war is a seriously bad war. I'm talking total chaos here. Chaos, the likes of which many citizens of Azeroth had not seen since the days of the Second War. In the midst of this chaos stands a man, a hero to some and a villain to others. The Alterachi sometimes refer to him as a warmonger. This man is Lord Admiral Daelin Proudmoore, leader of the Cool Tiras Navy and a fierce defender of the Alliance. This Daelin Proudmoore is Ragnaros, as the Horde would have you believe. So our Force 10 from Durotar sets out to kill Admiral Proudmoore. Folks, that's wild. I'm sorry, but let's think about this. It all began when his daughter, Jaina Proudmoore, fell in love with a young orc named Thrall. This relationship caused a rift between Lord Admiral Proudmoore and the rest of the Alliance, who saw the Horde as their enemy. But Proudmoore was a man who would not be swayed by sentimentality. He saw the Horde as a threat to his daughter and to his people, and he vowed to destroy them. And so, Lord Admiral Proudmoore led his fleet into battle against the Horde, determined to crush them once and for all. But his zealotry would prove to be his undoing. His forces were met with fierce resistance, and soon the battle turned against him. He was captured by the Horde and brought before their leader, Thrall. What happened next would become the stuff of legend. Lord Admiral Proudmoore pleaded for mercy, but Thrall refused to show him any. He ordered his execution, believing it to be the only way to prevent further bloodshed. In the end, Lord Admiral Proudmoore was a man who had lived by the sword and died by the sword. His legacy would live on, however, in the hearts and minds of those who had fought alongside him, and those who had been inspired by his unwavering dedication to his cause. But his death would also serve as a warning, a reminder that the pursuit of justice can sometimes lead to tragic consequences.